The Bombardier Beetle defends itself by firing a hot, noxious chemical spray from the tip of its abdomen. This discharge exits at a temperature very close to the boiling point of water, near 100 degrees Celsius. This spray is delivered as a sequence of extremely fast micropulses that sound like an audible pop, firing roughly 500 times per second. Each individual discharge sequence consists of about 70 pulses. The reaction generates enough heat to vaporize roughly 1/5 of the discharged liquid into steam. An insect the size of a fingernail routinely generates and survives a high-pressure explosion inside its own body. This specialized defense mechanism is found globally. Bombardier beetles live on every continent except Antarctica. Their primary habitats are the woodlands and grasslands of the temperate zones. There are currently more than 500 described species of Bombardier beetle known worldwide. These species are distributed across the subfamilies Brachynae and Paucinae within the ground beetle family Carabidae. This thermal weapon is a highly successful survival strategy shared by hundreds of species across the planet. The beetle stores defensive chemicals in 2 specialized abdominal glands, holding the reactants separately. One holds an aqueous solution of hydroquinones, the other hydrogen peroxide. When attacked, it mixes them with catalase and peroxidase inside a reinforced reaction chamber. This exothermic reaction oxidizes the hydroquinones into 1,4-benzoquinone, the main irritant in the spray. The process simultaneously releases oxygen gas, water vapor, and immense heat. This precise anatomical choreography allows the animal to hold inert chemicals safely, generating heat and toxins only at the moment of an attack. Scientists first described the pulsed spray 25 years ago during a Cornell-MIT acoustic study. They recorded the external sounds of the discharge, but they were unable to see what was happening inside the living insect. Christine Ortiz of MIT noted that the mechanism of spray pulsation remained unknown for decades because researchers relied solely on external observations. In 2015, a team including Ortiz, Eric Arndt, and Wendy Moore finally used modern technology to look inside the beetle. The study utilized high-speed synchrotron-X-ray imaging at the Advanced Photon Source at Argonne National Laboratory. Filming at 2,000 X-ray frames per second, the team captured 30 discharges from 14 beetles of the species Brachinus elongatalis, collected from riparian habitats in southern Arizona. Decoding the physics of a 1-centimeter beetle required mobilizing one of the most advanced particle acceleration facilities on Earth. X-ray imaging revealed the spray is shaped by a flexible membrane on the chamber wall. Each explosion expands it, physically pinching off fresh reactants. When internal pressure drops, the membrane relaxes, allowing the next pulse a fraction of a millisecond later. This pulsing mechanism is entirely passive. The beetle does not use muscles to open and close a valve. The internal pressure of the explosion does it for them. As lead author Eric Arndt explained, the pulsing nature of the spray may help protect the structure of the beetle's reaction chamber, allowing time for the chamber walls to cool a bit before the next pulse. The beetle survives by relying on material geometry, operating an automatic pressure valve at speeds no muscle could sustain. The 2015 study confirmed that this pulsed spray is propelled roughly 5 times faster than benzoquinone sprays in insects that lack this pulsing mechanism. The reaction chamber wall is built from beetle cuticle, a composite of chitin, proteins, and waxes that is rigid over most of its surface but locally flexible at the membrane. Wendy Moore noted that this expansion membrane acts as a passive closure mechanism, a feature that had not been described or predicted before the study. Through evolution, nature arrived at a functional, passive closed combustion engine hundreds of millions of years before human engineers drafted similar designs. Wendy Moore stated that understanding how these beetles produce and survive repetitive explosions could provide new design principles for technologies such as blast mitigation and propulsion. The beetles themselves are mostly nocturnal carnivores that hunt other insects at night, entirely unaware of the complex fluid dynamics they are executing. A single beetle can fire roughly 20 discharge sequences in rapid succession, aiming with an abdominal tip that in some African species rotates up to 270 degrees. This tiny animal houses a near-boiling combustion engine, providing a living blueprint for mechanical systems we are still attempting to build.